just Isaiah's status.
The only thing that I was told is that on that play in the fourth quarter, he twisted his ankle, it's a mild ankle sprain, from what they can tell. So he'll get treatment, he'll get a film tomorrow, and go from there.
Early indications, Coach, does it seem like it'll prevent him from playing in Game 6? Is that your early impression?
I would say that I'm not qualified to answer that.
Mark Murphy, Boston Herald. Brad, can you talk about those two runs, the one in the second, the one in the third, where they hit 10 straight shots in the second quarter?
Yeah, I think obviously it wasn't about the start tonight, but they had their 24-3 runs at one time or another. We can't let that happen. I thought that offensively we were getting great looks the first 18 minutes, and we couldn't get any to go down, or couldn't get enough to go down, and our defense was probably as good as we've played in those first 16 to 18 minutes. After that, I thought we were not near as good for whatever reason. I thought that offensively we were much more stagnant, and defensively we were just way off bodies and way off the ball, and they were way too comfortable. And once they get like that, hit a few shots, they steamrolled us.
Coach, Buddy Grizzard, B-ball breakdown. You made some adjustments that were obviously pretty successful in Game 3 and Game 4. What adjustments did you see from Mike Budenholzer tonight?
Well, they trapped a lot of Isaiah's pick and rolls, obviously, so they were very extended on that, which forces other guys to handle and make plays and make shots. And at times we did, and at times we didn't do as well. But that wasn't the only thing that, that we had issues with per se. And I thought Isaiah did a really good job of just getting rid of the ball. That's what you have to do when you're being trapped, and making the right basketball play. And again, in that first 18 minutes, I thought we were playing really well. And then, after that, I thought it was more, they were the more physical, more aggressive, they were just better. They were just better. But I'll go back and look at the tape and see if there was anything else that was glaring. Certainly there's some matchups, and they do some rotations a little bit different. They play Millsap at the 5 a lot more in the first half especially. And, we'll go back and look at it and figure it out.
Coach Mark D'Amico, Celtics.com. Win or go home scenario here moving forward. Why are you confident that you guys will be able to come through in that scenario?
We just have to play good basketball. I'm not worried about anything else. We're playing good basketball, and we have another game to play, and that's a good thing.
Brad, Dan Shaughnessy, Boston Globe. Any regrets about Thomas being on the floor at the juncture when he was hurt with the game out of hand?
You know what, with this team, I think it's a very valid question. With this team, I've seen just enough crazy stuff to think that we might be able to get back in it and give him a chance from 12 to 9 or 8 to see if it can happen. He was actually had a sub at the table when it happened. So, I know that's quite a task and quite a mountain to overcome, but we've all seen this team do some pretty crazy things when they're down.
Coach Amanda Flugrad with Celtics.com. Can you just touch on kind of how home court advantage has really started to play into this series?
I think the results thus far have certainly, indicated its importance, but doesn't mean anything on Thursday night unless you don't play well. I think you have to play well. Again, it's more about how you're playing. They played great tonight, and if we play like that and they play the way they played, then home court advantage won't mean as much. So it's about how you play, and it's about how you come out and everything else, and hopefully sustain an effort. I thought we were pretty good in the first 18 minutes.
Right, Gary Washington, Boston Globe. Is there just regrets that you weren't able to extend the lead past 10 during that? They were 6 for 34, and you only led 29-19. Was just
we were struggling to make shots. There is a little frustration, but it's a long game, and I just felt like, man, if we can continue to guard this way, then we're going to give ourselves a chance regardless. But then they went on a quick 10-12-0 run and kind of turned the tide on us before halftime. But still, even then, they took a 10 or 12 point lead. We scored on the last couple of possessions of the first half that we had, and you feel pretty good about going into half. the fact that you have guarded and you have played pretty good offense again through the first half, but then third quarter, wasn't very good.
JKingoutside.com. How do you regroup after that one? Do you let your team up a little bit? Do you try to move forward right away? I guess how do you respond to a loss that big in such a important game?
No, I just walked in and I said, listen, we have to do a couple of things that were obvious by the naked eye to watch better, that we can control. Then we'll look at film and figure out what else we can do better, and we'll move forward. I mean, there's no like, I don't think there's any need to bite into anybody or give a big New Rockney speech in game, 5 and 6 of the Eastern Conference, playoffs. I just think you get ready for the next one, and you prepare really well, and you hope to come out the way we came out, which was fun.